the Impaxs journey. The Impaxs, people love to say Impaxs sometimes. It's not Impaxs, it's Impaxs. But I understand there's an S on the end. The original word was taken that I wanted to use, and I thought the A and the X and then the S on the end was Alex Sheridan, and it made sense. But I named it that name because I wanted to remember everything that I'm doing is to make positive impacts in people's lives, to, change this world for the better while you're here. And so I want it to be a name, not just Sheridan Marketing or Sheridan, Media, something like that. I want it to be something where every time I said it, every time I saw something, a check or a statement come through and it said my name, it said the name on there, I want to remember that this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because it's super important to me. Okay, so the two main things that happened, the two big things that happened this week, and then I want to talk about the foundation and just kind of your brand, your purpose, that kind of stuff, because I think it's going to be really relevant for not only entrepreneurs, but just people in general as you go through this journey of life. The first thing is your boy got his LLC. So it's legit, right? I've got attorney, accountant, LLC, all that stuff. I was waiting on a couple things strategically to play out, and they're here, and so I was able to do that. It's Impaxs Marketing, and I know this will spread out to a lot of different businesses that I end up creating, but this is one of many, and it was really cool, really exciting time. My parents got a bottle of champagne for me, which meant a lot. I know it seems simple, and I'm not even a big champagne drinker, so it wasn't the champagne. It was just the fact that I told them about this week, and I got the LLC, and I had a record week in business and revenue actually generated, like in the bank. And so it was just a big overall week. Like, of course, it was that week that happened. It just happened to work out like that. It was amazing. And so I told them I'd come over and we just hang out, drink some wine, and have some dinner and stuff. And then they bought a bottle of champagne and like had a toast ready to go, which I didn't expect. And if you know me at all, if you've gotten to know me through this journey, you know that I'm a super sentimental guy. I don't care. I don't want gifts and stuff like that. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want the sentimental stuff, the stuff the things that you remembered, that you thought of me. Like, that's the stuff that really, really means a lot to me. And it was just really cool that they had that ready, because my parents are a big part of my life. And then for a while, there was a lot of doubt surrounding this business and what I was going to do. And they were just, they're worried about me, and they want to make sure I'm living a good life and I'm taken care of. My girls are taken care of and stuff. And so I totally get it. But now it's different. It's different, and it's slowly changed, right? I started believing more and more, and now they're fully believers, and they're excited about this journey. So that makes me happy too. So that was an amazing week. I'm just super grateful to be able to do what I do every single day, or to be able to do what I love every single day. It's just amazing. Get up and do this, and it doesn't mean there's not hard days. There's challenging days. There's days that I doubt things. Of course, that's pretty much on the daily. I just got done recording 2 videos. It's Sunday at 4:00. It's like dark in here because it's a cloudy day in October. But I just got done recording 2 videos for not this week, but the following week. And didn't feel like it, but did it anyways, because that's what it takes. If you want to be the best, if you want to be the best in your craft, best in your class, you have to be obsessed. Like, you're either obsessed or you're never going to be at the top. So it's cool if you're like, hey, I don't need to be like all-time great. Cool, then you don't have to be obsessed. But if you want to be all-time great and you want to be the best, and you want to be remembered for that, that's one of the things that, you want to leave a strong legacy, and you got to put in the work. You have to dedicate yourself to your craft. Look at anybody in sports and entertainment and history, anybody that really made an impact while they were here, you'll find that they dedicated themselves to what they do. A certain part of their life went towards that. So, foundation. Let's talk about foundation, because, I've had a lot of ups and downs throughout this journey. And one thing that I think is most important, if you're an entrepreneur, or just, again, if you're just a non-entrepreneur, and anybody, this applies to anybody, having a strong foundation is why I don't get rattled as much as I used to. Like, I would have a bad week before, and I would be like, man, should I change my business model? Should I go a completely different way? Like, what do I do? I don't know. Like, I'm just doubting everything. I don't know. I always believed in myself and my ability to get the job done or figure it out. Like, I would just find a way, but I doubted a lot of things that I was doing. And you still, no matter where you're at, you still do. But what I'm learning is that you have to have a foundation. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Who are you, and why are you that way, and how does it show up? What does it mean to have, like, what does your company mean to you? Or what is what you're doing out of life? What is this journey? What is it all about? What's the purpose? What's the vision? What's the mission? And when you really have that at the core, things happen, people come and go, new trends pop up, new things emerge. You just stay grounded. You just stay very grounded in what you're doing and what you believe in. And you don't get rattled by things a lot, because you can quickly fall back on, hey, if something happens, I can go back and follow and like, look, does this align with what I'm doing, the mission, the vision? If it's yes, I keep going forward. I'm going to make adjustments and pivot and that kind of stuff, but I'm moving forward because yes, it does align. If it doesn't, then I quickly say, hey, look, bro, what you're doing now, this really doesn't align. It's not what you're about. It's not what you believe in. It's not what your mission is in life. So scrap it. Let it go. Whether it's a product or service, whether it's a way you approach business, whether it's a person in your life, you have to make these decisions. You're the CEO of your own life. You get to make these big time decisions, hire and fire at will, and promote when you want to, and that kind of stuff. So having that has been really huge for me. I just thought about that today because I was like, there's times now when, you still get punched in the face all the time, not literally, but figuratively in business. You have a bad week or something happens or whatever, and something doesn't go the way you thought it would. But when you don't have that foundation early on to fall back and say, hey, look, this isn't a big deal, okay? You're fine. You're still on the right path. When you don't have that, it's really tough. You take it very personally, and you do get rattled. So I would encourage everyone, business owners, entrepreneurs, persons in general, anybody, really think about your pillars. Like, what do you believe in? Why are you doing what you're doing? And what matters to you? And hold true to that. Don't waver from that. There's lots of gimmicks. There's lots of like, hey, you can pay for this, and shortcuts here, and this and that here, and hey, this is a new trend that popped up. Maybe you should start doing this. And look, those things matter. You got to take a look at those things and analyze and stuff. But at the end of the day, when you have that belief system to fall back on, that's what keeps you going. That's what keeps you not too high, not too low. That's what keeps you grounded. Impaxs journey. Thanks for watching.